Instagram. So Ann Handley, she started talking, she was one of the only people talking about email marketing. If you're not on the email marketing bandwagon, you're missing out. Remember when Facebook and Instagram went down during my flu haze? I hardly noticed it, mainly because I was in a flu haze. Facebook and Instagram went down. The only reason why I knew is people were texting me like, I can't get into my Instagram. I think I got locked out. I messaged Lisa and was like, is there something going on? My friend can't get in. And then she told me like, oh, hey, Instagram's down. So this was kind of a wake-up call. And I should have jumped on that, news jacked that, and got on in a flu haze and told you guys, if you're not building a list, you're missing out. Email lists are really important. Honestly, websites and email lists should be like the most important things you work on. Socials should be kind of one of the bottom tier things. Lisa said she found out from Twitter because Twitter was up. And Twitter's usually the place I go when I hear sirens in my neighborhood. The internet is going wacko. Yeah. But everybody was mad that Facebook and Instagram was down. I didn't notice because I was sick. So, it's really funny because I'm shocked she didn't bring this up. Remember, because this was just kind of like the point where if you're not working on your email marketing, social just could have been gone. Like we could have woke up to no Facebook and no Instagram, and that could happen. So yeah, it could totally happen. I'm trying to find my notes from Ann Handley. I thought I had them right here. Here we go. I had my notes from another session open up. So anyways, Ann Handley is one of the leading experts in content marketing. I've been following Ann Handley for years. Content marketing is not the same as developing content and putting it on Instagram and Facebook. That is what we call visual content. Content marketing is adding to your website and writing highly specific web to something to get somebody there that involves SEO and all this stuff. Email, you write a piece of content that goes on your website, it goes in an email, it goes to your social, it goes to Pinterest, it goes to, wherever. I also think that you can now group videos and podcasts in this. So it's pillar content. And I think who coined that phrase was Gary Vaynerchuk. You want to concentrate on your pillar content, and then your social kind of comes out of that pillar content. So if you're not creating content, web content, podcasts, web content for your website, and videos, that should be your main focus. So Ann Handley is a leader in content marketing, and she led this session on how to get people to stop what they're doing to read your email. And she has this Total Anarchy email list, which I signed up for. And she kind of tells a story. I got it this Sunday, and she kind of tells a story about something extraordinary that's happened to her. And in the very bottom, it talks about her services and marketing professionals and events she's going to be at. But she really tells a story in the email. And the format will shock you. If you have taken B School, you know that Marie Forleo says, make your emails simple. You don't need to make it conversational and simple like you're talking to one person. And this is what Ann Handley basically said. Email people, when you are emailing people, you control that, right? So she said that basically the most important part of her newsletter is this conversation that she's having. She's making it conversational, and she ties it back to how Warren Buffett writes the Berkshire Hathaway shareholders newsletter. And how he does this is he writes a letter to his sister Doris. That is who he focuses on when he is writing his booklet to his shareholders, his letter every year. He is writing it to his sister. And so Ann Handley has adopted this, writing to one person on your email list. And that was kind of like the main gist of what she said, is like, when you make a conversational on, you take all the fun GIFs out and the emojis. I mean, you can put emojis in there and you can put GIFs, but just don't make them like the gift is your focus. And, but she basically said, write a letter to your customer. Pick a customer. So yesterday, when I wrote my letter, I wrote it to Dr. Christina Cruz, who I think is on this live. She may have dumped out. But I wrote my letter to Dr. Christina Cruz, who is a perfectionist life coach. She's a client of mine. And so I basically said, what would Christina want to know about social media marketing world? And so I wrote this letter about the things I wrote to her, and I wrote my main takeaways and what I am going to help the businesses I work. Yeah, she was there. I basically wrote the email to her, and I think she even responded to me. Can't remember if she did or not, but I wrote this letter to her about what I learned in social media marketing world, what she should be doing in her marketing, and what I pledge to be doing going forward with myself, my coaching clients, and the clients that I work with. And I have to say, of the 157 people I counted this morning, 10 people responded back. 10 people. I've never had 10 people respond to the email. They've said, this is great content. At the end, I was like, if you're struggling with something, I want to know, is there any way I can help you? Like, just ping me back and I'll give you a quick reply back. But I got responses like, this is amazing. This is going to help me in my business. I got a response that, do you come and talk about blogging? Can you come talk to my group about this? We really need help with that. Do you do that? And I'm like, yeah, I can come talk to you about blogging. Blogging is really important. Hey, Melody. So basically Ann Handley's thing was write a letter to Doris, and Doris is Warren Buffett's sister. She talked about just coming from the heart with your emails, and making sure it's educational and that it's telling a story. And so I think when I told that story when I told Dr. Cruz about what she should be doing in her marketing, I felt it talked to my 175 person list of folks. And I have worked really hard to grow that list. It's been really hard. I have a freebie that you can download, but I think that I'm really going to start upping the freebies and to get more people onto my list, because I want to, with my email marketing, tell those stories, not weekly, but maybe at least twice a month, of something that I learned and how you can take it and apply. But some other things she said is you want to make it simple, accessible, and playful. You don't want to put a lot of junk in it. Like, I know GIFs are really popular right now, but you want to make it a conversation to your audience. Main takeaway. She talked about some other emails that are really fun. Ann Handley, her Total Anarchy newsletter, was very informative this week. She told a story about how she needed a Elizabethan dress for an event in Vegas, and she pulled up in her Uber to this sketchy place in Vegas, and the Uber driver's like, let me walk you to the door because this is kind of sketch. She's like, no, I got it. And she went in, and it was this amazing place with these amazing dresses and any kind of costume you needed. And she told the story about how the owner delivered this great customer experience, and to the point where the owner came and picked the dress up from her and took her to the airport. It was a great story. Some other, Melody, if you're on, what is the name of that email that you suggested people get on? She also suggested the Daily Carnage is a great email to get on. That's very conversational. And she also said she challenges to ask, like, what do you hope to learn and how can I help you, in the bottom of the list? Because after you have told this story and given some advice, you can't leave it with a call to action. And so she suggested those things. So every great email has to tell your story or what you learn and have a point of view and is recognizable. Says I have more notes on this, so I'm going back. So here's some other things. She says, the most important part of the newsletter is the newsletter. It's not the graphics. Write to someone specific. Basically, she said, hug Doris. Doris in that email newsletter, hug her. develop your tell and make them scroll from telling your story. So I kind of felt like I hit it out the ballpark when I did this yesterday and sent an email to my list. I haven't sent an email to my list since a month ago, and I think the last time I sent an email was about, hey, I have 10 spots, or I have 5 spots open in my group coaching. I really wish that I would have told a story about something and then said, hey, just so you know, I'm looking for this X, Y, and Z. You get a referral plan, blah, 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 blah. So that is Ann Hanley's kind of a quick recap of email marketing. What are you guys struggling with? Melody came back and said 2 bossy names was worth signing up and paying the subscription. There's a subscription where you pay a couple hundred, or maybe it's not a couple hundred. It's like a few bucks a month. So what do you guys want to know about email marketing? And if you're watching this as a replay, put the comment below and I will definitely go back and answer. I had somebody come yesterday and ask a question about, do stories count as video? So if you're watching this in the replay, I'm trying to point to it. Go right there and just say, email sequences. All right. She didn't talk about email sequences. She said that really she believes that, she totally believes that every email should be a conversation. So write your welcome you should have a welcome, which I still don't, Christina, a welcome to my email and newsletter thing. So she said that, but make that conversational. And then she said, because somebody asked the question and she just said, well, if you have an email sequence, make sure everyone is conversational. I have to say I've signed up for some emails in the past week from the influencers that I saw at Social Media Marketing World, and I'm getting just bombarded with their offers. Granted, it's telling a story, but very, highly produced. And there is one course I am going to take out of this whole thing. And but that person is doing an email sequence every day, trying to get me into her funnel, which one of the things they said at Social Media Marketing World is funnels are dead. It's more about, telling the story of our customer over our story, which I think he did say our story is really important and compelling. This is Mark Schaefer. And I need to talk about that talk. That's a whole nother Facebook Live. So I am constantly signing up for people's freebies because I want to create freebies, but I'm in this whole thing of I want my freebie to be awesome and perfect, which I know I'm not a perfectionist, but I really want it to be something that somebody's going to want to go to my website and sign up for. So any questions? Funnels are dying because they don't feel authentic. Exactly. And this is why when I launched my group coaching, I did not do a webinar. I just said on Instagram, in my email marketing, on Facebook, hey, my group coaching is opening and I would love to have you in. If you want to know more, DM me. And the conversations were all in the DM, and I pretty much got all but 3 people from Instagram. Yeah, and so Darlene's saying she doesn't think they're exactly dead. They're kind of changing. When you get somebody in your funnel, you continue the conversation. And so what they're talking about funnels is somebody signs up for your freebies, and then you start email sequencing them to get them into your online webinar. And I think that it really only works for those people that have a huge audience, like the Jenna Kutchers and the Sunny Larduzis and the Sue Zimmermans. I think that works for them, but I think for the smaller micro influencers, I think that we have to hustle harder and we have to do it a little bit differently.